This is how we do it. Everyone's gonna think that's product placement. I don't have a deal with Coca-Cola. Please. Let's go. Hey, I'm Mac. Welcome back to my channel. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join my Patreon if you'd like to get access to each video from me 12 to 24 hours early. And without further ado, let's go. So I know that most of us are still devastated that we couldn't attend Monat's recent coronavirus jamboree, which was held from September 8th through September 12th in Atlanta, Georgia at the State Farm Arena. I may never be able to process my disappointment at missing such a one-of-a-kind opportunity to gain both a positive mindset and positive COVID-19 test. Honestly, I just want to apologize to Monat for being a hater who doesn't do the work, because upon doing my research, okay, and educating myself, I clearly was so very wrong about Monat. I also want to apologize to you guys for letting you guys down and leading you astray. I've just been such a bully, and now I'm going to accidentally set my background on fire, give all the money I earned to Monat, and then start haphazardly uploading true crime content while incessantly complaining about YouTube, leaving everyone to wonder, then why the fuck do you do it? So there are several things that I was clearly wrong about that we're going to cover here so that I can show you the facts that served as the ballots in the election that made me the mayor of Wrongsville. Okay? Number one, Monat is a real business opportunity, not a pyramid scheme, and MONATions was an amazing, super valuable experience, okay? And number two, Monat is not a cult. And number three, MONATions was not a super spreader nor reckless in any way. Okay? Let's see where I went wrong, because if you give a man a fish, okay, he's probably gonna be confused. So some of you might, like me, have some warped idea of what business travel should look like, because we have been brainwashed by our 9-to-5s where you put in your time for money instead of doing Monat, where you could put in your time and you put in your money for stuff, okay? At my 9-to-5 almost 2 years ago, I was flown to Salt Lake City from Los Angeles for 3 days at a time every 2 weeks for 6 months. And my flight was completely paid for. My parking at the airport was completely paid for. My car rental was completely paid for. My hotel was completely paid for. I got $50 a day to spend on food or basically whatever I wanted. I didn't have to pay for anything, including $50 a day to spend. Oh, and I was an hourly employee by my own choosing. And under California law, that means if your employer is having you travel and stay overnight somewhere, then you have to be paid essentially for all of that time until you are in bed in your hotel room at night, including overtime, because you're not free to be wherever you want and do whatever you want. You are still in that second location by order of your employer. So you're under their control. So I was paid around $300 a day in wages on top of everything else, which sounds pretty great to me. But let's compare that to the unparalleled opportunity Monat provides its consultants with. And please, okay, you're going to be really jealous here, and you're going to be desperate to immediately sign up for Monat. But, just please wait until the end of the video because daddy need that watch time, okay? We can't all be smart and invest in our future with Monat. Now, like I said, I was paid approximately $300 in wages each day that I was in Salt Lake City. So about $900 for each trip that I made. So clearly I've missed out when if I could just be more open-minded and break free from the 9 to 5 grind, I could be living my best life and paying Monat $249 for a ticket to go to MONATions. That's how you can tell it's a really awesome opportunity. When you have to pay your employer to go to your employer's conference. Some people might say that your employer should not make you pay for that because if the conference experience is as valuable as they say it is, then your employer is going to benefit just as much since the connections and skills and knowledge you are supposedly gaining at the conference theoretically should lead to increased sales being made by you, meaning more revenue for the company. Some people might say that it actually is a major red flag that Monat would make you pay $249 up front to go to the conference because it suggests that they think the conference will increase your sales by less than $249. If they thought your sales would increase by let's say $1,000 as a result of the knowledge and connections made by attending the conference, wouldn't they want to remove every barrier to getting you to attend if they're going to have $1,000 more in sales coming from you than if you do not go to the convention? Why would you have to pay to help them make more money? If you make more money, then they make more money too. So why do you have to pay to attend this convention if it's that helpful to your results? Why do you have to pay for something that benefits them? That makes no sense whatsoever. You have to pay because they know that you will still fail, so they need that $249 up front. I'm just saying. This means that the lowest rank, which makes up 92.26% of Monat consultants, is losing a mean of $88 annually and a median of $249 from the ticket to MONATions alone. Yeah, that's right. The median for the lowest rank is $0. That means that a minimum of half of the lowest rank, or 46.13% of people in Monat, earn nothing. At minimum. It could be more, but it is at minimum 46.13%. And that doesn't even include the cost of the starter kit, product purchases, or all the other expenses involved in attending MONATions besides the ticket to attend. It's just that ticket. It's just the amount of money that you would lose from joining Monat and buying a MONATions ticket. But you know what? Not everyone is a complete hater like me. See, if my boss invited me to a work and training event and expected me to pay anything, let alone $249 for it, a hater like me would tell him to shove it up his ugly ass and walk out and slam the door immediately. But clearly that's why I haven't achieved huge growth and I'm just stuck in the 9 to 5 rat race, you guys. That's why I'm missing out. Because I could have, for that $249, gotten to hear this guy, John Maxwell, speak, which I'm sure would be incredibly valuable to take in, given his other prestigious speaking engagements this year, like giving the commencement address at Oral Roberts University. Oral Roberts University, if you're not familiar, their website says this about student life. As ORU Golden Eagles, we stick together and live life to the fullest with passion and purpose, and have tons of fun along the way. We paint our faces blue and gold, lose our voices during campus worship, take on floors at intramural soccer, eat too much Chick-fil-A, if that's possible, and stay up too late cramming for finals in the Hammer Center. Of course, ORU is really leading the charge for higher standards of academic achievement, you guys, going above and beyond. You know how when someone says that they have a degree from Stanford or Yale, and you're like, well, I mean, that's impressive, young man, but that doesn't tell me if you've ever put a cock in your mouth, sir. Where's the academic rigor these days? ORU ensures that. Furthermore, most schools let students live wherever they want at some point, but ORU requires unmarried students to live on campus, in campus housing, which has separate dorms for men and women. And I think that's really great because if we want to have really awesome, respectful men who see women as full human beings, then it's very important to never let these righteous young men fall prey to a woman making them sin with her vagina. Okay, like what is he supposed to do? You're being so inconsiderate existing with your vagina literally in the same building. I mean, that's refreshing. So I can see why Monat had him speak. Do credentials get any better than that? What can I say? If he's good enough for Oral Roberts University, he's probably the worst. We also really missed out on getting to hear Mel Robbins deliver a speech about her 5-second rule. No, not the 5-second rule that lets you eat food you just dropped without as much judgment from onlookers. No, it's not that one. And it's also not the 5-second rule about how you should only say something about someone's appearance if they can fix it in 5 seconds, which, as in, it's okay to say you have a piece of food stuck in your teeth, but not you look so tired, which is a pretty good rule, but it's not what Mel Robbins is talking about. Her 5-second rule is that when you start to hesitate, you count to 5 and then act. Or I think you count back from 5, whatever, and then you act. It is difficult for me to express how much I absolutely hate this concept. I think we would live in a much better world if people more frequently took more than 5 seconds before making a decision. She cites these examples of great historical figures and how they didn't think, they acted when they made the decision they are most well known for making. Well, that's great, Mel, but you know what? That was one decision in their whole life out of what? Thousands, tens of thousands of decisions? How exactly is it good advice to tell people to routinely make decisions without thinking based on the fact that for this one person, it worked out really well this one time? It's not like she's providing examples of people who routinely on an everyday basis made impulsive decision after impulsive decision, because if those people exist, they're probably in prison. I can't get behind this concept because it violates one of my core principles in life. And these are words to live by, okay? People who don't want you to think are never your friends. Ever. So I think we can see the incredible value you're getting here, but there's more, okay? We missed out on getting to hear speeches from the chairman of Monat, the CEO of Monat, and the president of Monat, okay? What other company lets you listen to a speech from their top executives for just $249? Isn't that an amazing value? I'm so bummed that we missed out. But it just wasn't in the cards for a hater like me, who kind of thinks that if your boss offers you a chance to hear them speak, if you pay $249 and you punch them in the face, that should not be considered to be assault. Unfortunately, it is my narrow-minded position that bosses should never charge their employees to listen to them give a speech. And that's one of my fatal limiting beliefs. And it is why I will never be successful nor live my best life. I even missed the opportunity to hear Senior Executive Director Krista Parney speak. Now that is really something. See, and maybe this is just me, but if I am walking out to music for any reason at any event, but especially at a work event, relatively high on my priority list in terms of criteria the music must meet is gonna be does not contain the N-word. But I guess when it comes to being trashy, the limit does not exist for these people. We missed our chance to meet and hang out with these people, you guys. At this point, I don't think I need to do anything else to help you see that this is obviously not a scam and that the ticket price of $249 is totally worth it to attend a convention for your workplace, because it's just such a low price when you consider the incredible levels of wow you're getting. Besides, the ticket probably includes some extras, right? Oh, it definitely does. You get a free Rejuvenique oil. So grab a coaster because your cup runneth the fuck over. What company that makes a product would just give you a free one just because you work there, other than literally most of them? You also get the unparalleled opportunity to buy and pay for your own plane ticket, which I am all about, because who wants to trade in your time for money, or worse, your time for money in plane tickets? No way. The 9 to 5 rat race is not my race because, one, I'm not a rat, and two, because I am all about freedom of choice and creative control so that I can choose Spirit Airlines for $100 and more than that in fees, or I could choose a normal carrier for like $209 on my own terms instead of the man choosing my flight and paying for it for me. Yeah, you have to spend money to make money, which means this is starting to look like we're about to make an absolute fuckload of money. Also included in your ticket price is what's called lunch on your own from noon to 2 p.m. each day of the convention, which is really amazing and shows your company's commitment to true gratitude, while simultaneously suggesting that Monat believes that the amount this convention will improve your sales is lower than the cost of a fucking submarine sandwich. In a way, this almost says the most about how Monat feels about your ass. Catering lunch is really not that expensive compared to the other expenses associated with holding a convention, and they couldn't even get you that. At a convention that, and I cannot stress this enough, had a ticket price of $249 paid to your employer. Now, the hotel is included, kind of. With your ticket purchase, you receive a free list of hotels that Monat will generously provide transportation to and from as long as you stay at one of the hotels on that list. The cheapest of which starts at $155 a night, which is not even a discounted or special rate. That is literally also the price that is on hotwire.com displayed for that same hotel. And the total cost of that hotel is going to be $779, which when you include the taxes and fees. So for those of you who are keeping track of the expenses at home, first of all, you're clearly not in Monat, because why would they ever do something insane or negative like tracking expenses? Okay, they're business owners, and business owners do not keep track of expenses. Okay, otherwise they could introduce negativity, and that would lower the frequency of their positive vibes. And that's how business, management works. Do your research. Second of all, the total is approximately $1,197 as the cost of attending MONATions so far. That sounds like a lot until you realize There's actually one more amazing thing included with your ticket. Remember the revolutionary, groundbreaking slash hair breaking new products that were announced? Well, you get a chance to purchase all of those products being launched for $155. That's a small price to pay to shut the anti-MLM haters who say it's a pyramid scheme right the fuck down. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's our own business slash franchise slash job that I and about 15,000 others had to pay our company $249 to attend a convention at which they released 5 new products, and all of us bought every single one for $155. A revenue figure from tickets and product pack sales alone would be about $4 to $6 million. So how can that be a pyramid scheme, and how exactly are we the customers? Okay, the total is now at $1,352. Is that all? No, that's really not all. I can't believe you thought that was all. No, they, like all other legitimate companies, have fuckloads of actual merch for you. Those of us dumb enough to work for 9 to 5s and to go to 9 to 5 conferences might be too stupid to realize that you don't even have to go to a fully paid for conference with comped meals and fully paid for hotel, flight, and car rental, along with free t-shirts and other merch that both the company and the place holding the convention would give you. Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. There's another way, because Monat is different. At Monat, several entire hours of the agenda are literally scheduled as time for you to shop at the Monat gear store. And I don't think you realize how fucking huge the assortment of Monat's merch has gotten. It's insane, and it is insanely expensive. That's on top of how fucking batshit crazy it is that all these Huns think there is nothing fucked up about your company actually charging you money to buy company branded apparel. That is bananas. It is beyond incomprehensible to me that this situation even exists. And it's not like some little side gift shop or here's some Monat branded stuff if you want it. There are actual efforts being made to push them to buy as much as they can as quickly as they can. Let's look at some items, which I'm sure are priced reasonably, since Monat is theoretically getting some advertising from them wearing the brand. You know, so there's totally no way it's going to be priced to extract a profit margin far beyond any semblance of being morally appropriate, right? Well, let's find some t-shirts here. I know I've received countless free t-shirts from conventions and employers in my 31 years. So, we have a 3-pack of tees here with this teeny tiny embroidered Monat logo on it and no other printing. And, you know, at $75 for 3 t-shirts, just so blown away at what an amazing value this is. You know, or maybe you could make sure everyone knows you totally were at MONATions Elevate with this exclusive t-shirt. It's only $30, and I would be willing to bet there's no other company conference that has a t-shirt for you that costs $30. Also, none of these tees or any of their Monat gear bullshit items have anything on their page or visible in the photos that says where they were made, which, like, I love that. You know, I bet they were made by smiling villagers in Africa who are thankful for the jobs Monat is providing them and for the rainfall they have gotten from Monat blessing the rains down in Africa. You know, I mean, look at the good they do, okay? Get the hell out of here. So I have no idea where these were made, but it's pretty safe to assume they were not made in the United States, because any company that has products made in the United States would be making damn sure you knew about it. because that's such a rarity in clothing these days. But it's probably most likely all made in Mexico, Bangladesh, or Vietnam. And I'm sure the garment workers are paid very fairly, work in excellent conditions, and I'm sure all of their safety concerns are taken very seriously by management. You know, before Monat receives it and marks it up to 25% of the cost of goods. Let's wrap up with a few more items because honestly, cringy, tacky shit like this is just, it's catnip to gay men like me, okay? This right here. Before I say anything else, I will say I think it is great that they are showing it on someone who is not a 00, so I do applaud them for that. However, your workplace in 99.9% of cases should not have a branded bikini for you to wear, and definitely should not be trying to sell you a branded bikini. How anyone doesn't see how fucking bizarre it is for the company you work for to try to sell you a bikini with their branding on it, it is beyond me. And that bikini bottom will cost you $30, by the way. The last item I want to show you is this crew neck sweatshirt, clearly inspired by the look of a Letterman jacket that you would have if you played varsity sports in high school, which I think is just perfect for Monat because now you don't have to settle for just talking and acting like you're still in high school. You can dress like it too. Do you have to buy any of this shit? No. You don't have to buy it, but won't you feel like a total loser if you're the only one without your 100% cringe-free Monat gear? Everybody will think that you're not taking your business seriously. Oh, and in what can best be described as conclusive evidence that late-stage capitalism is well underway and civilization's downfall is imminent, if you spent $500 on Monat gear at the convention, you could win a chance to spin this wheel for a prize. $500 on Monat gear. $500. Real US dollars. $500. So all told, with the actual ticket price, hotel, flight, food, our I Want It All product pack, and our Monat gear purchases, if we do the amount of spending that Monat clearly wants us to do, we're at $1,852, with $904 of that being paid directly to Monat, to the company that you supposedly work for. You are paying them $904, or they are at least trying to get you to pay $904, and I imagine a big proportion will. Let's take a look at this reel that was posted by the Monat Gear official account on Instagram.
I think sometimes numbers are always, nothing is always fully accurate, but it could be more, it could be less.
Divorce her. That is well over $500 of stuff, okay? I would be so pissed if the person I'm married to spent over $500 and didn't discuss it with me, and then when asked, tried to be all cute and avoidant like that. We're married. We're supposed to discuss major financial decisions. Spending an additional $500 at a conference we're already paying almost $1,500 for is a major financial decision, in my opinion. That is like 5% of the median household income. That's not cute. That's not smart. That's a red flag. You know, there's a reason he's upset. It's not just because husband, mad, woman, brain, spend money, har, har, har. Think about how many better ways there are to spend almost $2,000 than a fucking Monat scam conference. He is probably already holding his tongue enough about you doing Monat in the first place because he's figured out at this point that there is nothing he can say to make you change your mind about Monat. And now you keep spending more and more and more on this scam company. And this is all on top of it being all you talk about and being on your phone 24/7. And I'm going to guess it wasn't like that when you two got married. And this is how MLMs destroy marriages. People think that that is an exaggeration, but it is absolutely not. This is a massive strain on this relationship here. Even if this reel is just being cute, you know there's some truth in here, and that this situation actually happens. Otherwise, they wouldn't make this joke. I just thought that the Monat gear thing was incredible and so out of control. They are in their own world. They think they own their own business or that they work for Monat. No, you're the customer. You are literally the customer. You went to Atlanta to give Monat $904 to buy their products and their apparel, and then to hear a bunch of self-help nonsense, when what you actually should be learning is how to keep a thorough record of all your income and expenses, because there is not a real business owner on this earth who does not track their revenue versus expenses. That is essentially the most important thing you need to do in a business, is know how much is coming in versus how much is going out. And if you don't know that, then you don't know if you're actually making any money or not, because that's the only way to tell. And the entire point of a business is to make more money than you spend. Is it that hard of a concept to understand? But, Monat sure as hell is not going to tell you to do that, or show you techniques for doing so, because once you did it, you would shit your pants and quit Monat immediately. Okay? It absolutely blows my mind. I cannot imagine a company I work for actually trying to sell me $500 of merch on top of selling me their own product launches for $155, and then somehow not realizing that I am the customer. The call is coming from inside the house. Like, what the fuck is going on? See how this is a problem if you keep track of your revenue and expenses? Because now you're in the whole $904. How much shampoo do you need to sell to your hypothetical actual customers to make that back in revenue, just to break even? Yeah, none of you sell nearly that much product. Now that we've pretty much conclusively proven that Monat is not a pyramid scheme, and that it is a completely normal business that is run in the exact same way as any other business, and that the Monat Huns are just normal professional business owners who are building their futures and manifesting all the money. The next thing we need to cover, so that we can shut you fucking haters down, is that Monat is not a goddamn cult, okay? This is literally how a business is normally run. From the anti-MLM subreddit, look at this Instagram story from the MONATions convention that is not a cult meeting nor inappropriate for a business setting in any way. Quote, "Tonight, a group of us met together and worshipped, prayed over MONATions, and just shared how much God has moved in our lives. In the hard stuff, in the good stuff, in the stuff we want to control and don't want him to have a say in. You forgot to give God his capital H, but whatever. All of it. It was unreal." That's a very accurate assessment, ma'am. It's so much more than shampoo. This company is changing the world. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are, Blue Heart. I'm going to assume those are worship song lyrics. Then we have a photo of a worship session here featuring full-on praise hands at this business conference. I think that's really weird and inappropriate. Why? Well, for me, that would make me extremely uncomfortable and make me feel extremely left out. Like, sure, you don't have to go to worship, but you're putting everyone who doesn't share in your beliefs in an extraordinarily uncomfortable position, and that's not fair. And that is not supposed to happen as something you are doing for work. Even among Christians, there are wildly different denominations, and many Christians would not feel that this type of worship service was the way to worship God. I know plenty of Methodists and Catholics who would be like, what the fregadero is going on here? It's one thing if you want to pray in private, etc. That is absolutely your right. And I might remind you, exactly the way Jesus instructed you to pray. So I think he'd be fine with you actually listening to him for once, although that would certainly be unprecedented in American conservative Christianity. I'm just saying, it's something else entirely to have this huge thing that is going to make people feel like they either have to participate or pressured to participate if they don't want to feel like they're failing at work. This is a work event. If someone believes MONATions is crucial to their success and the key to making a living with Monat, then it's not accurate to refer to this as a free choice, because it's not. Something someone needs to do to earn a living is not free choice. This is just a side gathering here, by the way. This is on top of the fact that they had John C. Maxwell, the guy who just spoke at an evangelical anti-gay university commencement, and whose evangelical beliefs are central to his professional identity as one of the main featured speakers at this conference, which I know a bunch of people are going to say that doesn't make the speech religious, but when that is a foundational aspect of who they are as a figure, I'm here to say it kind of does, because they are guaranteed to say some shit like, quote, "I am created by God for success in my life." That was in his actual speech, alongside the quote, "If you want to do what they do, are you willing to do what they did to get there? Stop trying to do the do if you haven't done the did." What the Nexium is going on here? This is what brainwashing looks like. And if that wasn't enough, there was an optional church service on Sunday. First of all, girl, it is all optional. What are they going to do? Kick you out if you don't go hear Krista Parney walk on stage and say the N-word? Second of all, it was literally the only thing on the agenda for Sunday. Third of all, once again, this is a work event. So the forces at play here are not the same as they are in everyday life, because people feel very motivated and incentivized to seem like they belong at the company they think they are going to earn a living from, and to seem like a team player. It's not optional. Anyway, according to this Instagram story, 100 people came down to accept the Lord, which is great. That's always the goal you're shooting for at a business convention. Like, what happens if they quit Monat? Does that mean there is no God? Is that how this works? This is Monat shamelessly weaponizing people's faith to suck them in and brainwash them even further, so that they will keep buying more and more and more Monat products. The last thing I need to address is COVID-19. Okay, some of you might be under the mistaken impression that this was a super spreader event, but it totally wasn't, okay? That's why we only know of about 24 cases that we heard about right after the convention, but right before Monat ordered the consultants to never post about it on social media. And it's also why at least one husband caught COVID at the convention and is in intensive care at this time, okay, as of last update, being considered for intubation. Monat might like us to believe that somehow they accomplished the impossible here, but don't be fooled. It's just that they are prohibited from sharing any information about it on social media. I suspect because some people high up at Monat heard about the paparazzi convention and decided to put in strict precautions to ensure the health and safety of Monat's brand image. I've also heard people suggest that maybe it wasn't that much of a super spreader. I'm here to say that you are suggesting something that is literally impossible with this low of a vaccination rate and no masks. I'm not saying Monat didn't take any precautions. See, if you were worried about it, you could totally get tested on site for a fee. For a fee. So Monat, hearing that someone was concerned they might have an extremely contagious and potentially deadly virus around 15,000 other people at a huge event, would actually charge them money to find out. What fucking sense does that make? None. Ridiculous. Anyway, it's not possible. It's just they are not allowed to mention that they are sick. If nobody is sick, why did this Monat consultant post this request for prayers for so many who are sick? Right. I will also remind you that the paparazzi convention ended on August 6th, and the reports of deaths related to it really started to roll in around August 28th or so and continued for that rest of the week. So that was about 21 to 28 days after the convention. 21 days after MONATions ended would be Sunday, October 3rd, which is also National Mean Girls Day because it's October 3rd. So it's possible that severe cases have not developed yet. Monat also skews younger than paparazzi, so it's quite possible that severe cases as a direct result are not going to be happening at as high of a rate. But this is unfortunate for their older loved ones who will now be exposed to them because they think that they're fine, and it will be some time before they will be aware of it. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I don't see how it won't. So I think I have convinced you now that MONATions was not a super spreader, Monat is not a cult, and that Monat is a normal fucking business. And all the Huns are like making so much money, okay? And it's impossible to lose money in Monat, okay? Are we all ready to sign up and stop being bullies? Great. Let's go! I've been Mack. Peace out. Bye!